Hey everybody, welcome to a super special ZeroHp episode reaction, whatever you want to call it.
Super special.
I don't know if we have a category for this kind of thing. We did it with Dunkirk,
well, we do,
right?
Yeah, we do with, movie impressions.
Kind of like the big movies.
Yeah,
you know?
the big movies, yeah. The
Blade
ones that
Runner?
we're all interested in.
Exactly.
So.
Mason's not here tonight.
Yeah.
He hasn't been able to see Star Wars yet.
Yep.
So hopefully we can get him to do that soon. I want to see it a second time anyway. So
yeah, me too.
maybe we can figure out a time.
Me too. I told him that I would be more than willing to see it a second time. I always have a better verdict after watching it the second time, so I can, because the first time you're just going through and you're like looking at the major stuff, and then the second time I'm always looking at smaller details.
Absolutely, kind of know what's coming. You're like, all right, I'm going to look for things I didn't see the first time. What's going to be cool about this episode, I saw it last Thursday, pre-opening night, and you saw it yesterday, so we're coming at it. I've had time to stew.
Yeah, I'm kind of fresh.
Change things and hear other people's opinions and sort of formulate.
Okay.
So I think this will be kind of cool. And the first thing, just to kick it off, I want to know, just kind of no spoilers yet.
Yeah.
Let's keep it spoiler free for a few minutes.
Okay.
Then we'll give you all a big warning.
Yeah.
Tell you all to go away, you haven't seen it, and then we'll kick into spoilers after that. So non-spoilery. Yeah. Well, how did you like it overall? What did you think?
Overall, I thought it was a good movie, and it's in comparison to The Force Awakens, I thought the pacing was good.
Yes.
Much better
pacing
than the first one.
I'd agree.
With one exception, and we'll get into that later.
Sure. Yeah, we'll get into the nitty gritty.
But overall, I thought the pacing was better. More involvement with the characters, and I like that a lot. The characters were flushed out, and it was good. It was a good classic Star Wars film. I thought it was a very solid movie. So. But yeah, I mean, what did you think of it overall?
I thought it was okay.
Yeah. Okay. You and I probably had the same opinion of it.
Yeah, I mean, it's funny that because I see where if you compare directly to Force Awakens, there is more character development.
Yeah.
But at the end of the movie, I feel like there wasn't a lot of progress made.
Absolutely.
With any of the characters.
That's what I'm saying. So there was like a lot of stuff that if I had the chance to tell the director, Ryan Johnson, I believe his name was, I would have been, you know what, you could have done this or you could have done that, but we're not film.
Sure.
We're not.
I would have made a totally different movie.
Yeah, exactly. I would honestly, I would be the same. I thought what was on the film and what was on the movie was good for what it is. Sure. Right. Because going into it, I kind of had expectations of what I wanted.
You knew it had. You had been hearing like 97% on
right,
tomato meter and all that stuff.
Oh, I mean,
I don't know if you saw that or
not that actually. I avoided all spoilers. I didn't read any reviews or anything like that. What I meant was like I kind of wanted the series to go a direction that would after The Force Awakens, a very carbon copy of episode 4,
real carbon. That was my biggest concern.
Yeah, and I thought they were the studio and Disney and all that would hear the fans saying, okay, they like that we did that, but they want to do they don't want us to do more. So I thought they were going to take more of a gamble, or more of like.
That's so funny. Yeah. I wasn't even excited for this movie because I was assuming opposite. Yeah. Because and it's funny because the thing I was worried about in many ways still became true. Yeah. But not for the same. They didn't. So my concern was they were going to copy Empire. Down to the T.
Yeah, me too.
Which did not end up happening.
Because from the trailers they kind of did a troll on us. Just kind of cutting parts to make it look like
they kind of made it look like that.
Yeah, so.
But I am very concerned, and this is going to sound super elitist, and I'm not. I don't mean it in this way, but I am concerned now that Disney's in charge. Yeah. We're sort of kind of what they've been doing with some of the more recent Marvel movies, which have been good, but sort of like aiming at the lowest common denominator. Look, we need to make sure that our 48-year-old dad who saw like the first Star Wars in 77 and hasn't kept up with it likes it. Yeah. And I do fear that there's some stuff that's sacrificed there a little bit, like
too much. I believe in the category of family friendly film. I think.
Yeah, I feel there's a bit of like my biggest problem with this film, at least with the first half. I feel like it's kind of a tale of two halves. Like the second half was
the
way
first
better.
act, and then I think I could divide the movie up into 3 separate acts. Actually.
I can almost after all this time stewing on this movie, like I can almost just divvy it up into like scenes.
Yeah,
like,
I know, right?
It did kind of feel disconnected a little
it
bit
did,
in some ways.
Yeah, you're right.
And I just feel like the first half of the movie, I was actually pretty upset.
Yeah.
Because they just couldn't take 5 seconds without cracking wise.
Yeah. And
jokes. I was like, "What is this? Thor Ragnarok we're watching?"
Know,
like, I felt like Disney was like afraid to take Star Wars seriously because they're gonna get the nerd shamers walking out of the theater or something. And it's sort of like and then it kind of changed and it got real heavy and real serious in the last hour. And that was my favorite part of the movie. Was like the last.
I would agree. Yeah,
later half. I don't know if there's too much more non-spoilery things. For me, it was really like a tale of like cut the thing in half.
Yeah, I want to dissect it. Let's just go right into it.
I thought it was a little heavy, a little fat. They could have trimmed one whole section out of that movie.
Okay, you and I might be thinking of the same thing. There's one section that I thought just did not belong.
30 minutes. I'm like, what the fuck are we doing here?
In this movie at all. So
it I'm sounding more negative. It's weird.
It's not. Yeah, I still appreciate it because it is still Star Wars. Yeah. And there were some really good shots, like wide-angle
cinematography.
Shots. Yeah, the cinematography, and it was so good. There were some really good action scenes. Yeah,
and honestly, the biggest... I'm kind of a hypocrite if I say that I'm disappointed with this movie because my number one critical thing about Force Awakens was that it was too safe. Yeah. It was too predictable. It was too much like New Hope. Well, this movie is like, okay, fine. Yeah. And it's unpredictable and shit is flying everywhere. Yeah. And I think my first gut reaction was, oh, I don't like that. Yeah. And then as I've sat around, I'm like, actually, this is what we wanted. Cool. Yeah.
I was like, okay.
It didn't follow the formula of the Star Wars movie.
Right.
The ending didn't have the different cuts flying back and forth between the different... It was a very different like structure of a film. Yeah. So... It's hard to like review.
It's hard, It's hard because you can, you and I might be thinking the same thing. If we cut that section out of the movie, right?
Yeah, and I've already got a way to just link those two. Just cut that part out. And
okay. So I was going to think of the same thing. So if we cut that part out, I thought that this movie could have been and added some new scenes in there, like maybe different ones.
Just drop the constant.
Yeah, and
hey, joke.
I know. I just didn't. It was just so. It was for me. It was very safe again, and very.
At least at first.
Yeah, at first, yeah, safe at first, and then familiar. I kind of like. We'll get into the details.
Just blows the top of everything.
Yeah, it gets a little crazy, and it's good. It's good, So the later half of the movie redeems itself. To the first.
I agree with that.
Like hour and a half.
Completely cool. We sound like I think we're on the same page pretty much across.
And we haven't talked about this before.
Haven't said, and then no, we haven't.
Yeah.
And so I don't want to. Let's just dive into this.
Yeah. So spoiler
major
alert.
Spoilers. Get the fuck out of here. You haven't seen this movie. Yeah. And then come back and join us. Bookmark this.
Why would you have? Fuck you guys.
Yeah, go see it. Yeah, Mason.
Yeah, Mason.
Still hasn't gone and see it. He's like, I don't know anything about Star Wars. Like, yes, you do. I've shown you all the movies. You're caught up with
he actually said that?
Yeah, he's like, I can't talk on any kind of... Like, yes, you can. You've seen them all, bro.
Mason has an issue with believing in himself.
I know. And he's so capable.
I know.
And intelligent and mature.
Every time we're playing games, I'm like, Mason, you can make that shot. Shoot.
Just do it.
Yeah, he's like, no, I'm not going to shoot it. I'm like, come on, man.
Yeah, so hopefully, maybe we can, during some other podcast, we can get his quick thoughts after the movie. Yeah. But, spoiler warning, here we go. Yeah. We're jumping in. Where do you want to start, man?
Let's start with this.
I want to kind of try and work our way through a little bit.
Yeah, let's just work our way through. So, the scene opens up with the rebels abandoning their base.
Their base, yeah. Opened up a lot like Empire. I was kind of
my
scared.
God. I was extremely scared. I'm like, oh my, what the fuck? I was like, what the fuck? Are you kidding me?
I was like, are you fucking serious?
And then, they brought that, so they're evacuating, and then you see Poe Dameron.
It gets a lot worse.
Yeah, Poe, oh my God.
So somehow, I just don't understand. So he's in an X-Wing, and he's flying across the surface of Star Destroyer, and apparently now X-Wing lasers just destroy everything.
Yeah, I was like,
why do we need capital ships anymore?
Does this ship not have shields? Like, what the fuck is happening? God.
So he's blasting it all. I was just like, I was sitting here going, oh, this is bad.
Yeah.
And then it gets even worse for me. Yeah. For me. Yeah. When he stops, and he sits there, and he hails them.
Oh, yeah.
And
he starts
really like... Yeah. His name is Domhnall Gleeson.
Yeah.
He is a good actor.
Yeah.
The worst possible casting for this character you
could ever have. God,
I hate him in Force Awakens and this one.
It was so awkward. I was like... is this a joke? I was like, is this a comedy scene?
So they open it up with their first joke. Because you know, Empire Strikes Back being the greatest of all the Star Wars movies, generally speaking. Yeah. I mean, everyone has their own opinion. Yeah. But like, that is considered the best movie, and it's damn serious. There's comedy in it, but it's damn serious.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah.
It opens up really seriously, and then here they are opening this movie. He's in the cockpit, and he's like, "Oh, hello, Hux. Yeah. Hello, you there, bud?"
Yeah.
and he couldn't hear him, but he could. It was
so awkward and cringy, and I was like,
I was seething.
Oh, really? And
like, seething. And I hated this movie. Right.
Yeah, at first I'm like, why did they decide to open up like this? I'm like, I guess that's funny.
That's what I'm saying. It's the wink to these Call of Duty bros and the old dads who are like, oh, I don't need this nerdy Star Wars shit. Let's go see the movie. Yeah, that's what it is. It's them being like, look, we don't understand how to talk to you guys about how serious this is to nerdy people who like Star Wars. Yeah. So we're just gonna like try and just crack jokes so mom's entertained. Yeah. Before we jump into 2.5 hours of Star Wars. Yeah. That's what it feels like to me. I don't know about you.
Yeah. I didn't like this opening scene. It didn't set it. If you just watch the opening scene, you already have a mindset of what the film is going to be. Yeah. Yeah, and you're like, what? And from Star Wars fans like you and I, we're all like, what the fuck is happening? I was like, I don't want this movie. I was like, I want a serious movie. I'm like, I want my adult themed movie. You know, I was like, I don't want.
Isn't it PG-13?
Yeah, I'm like, why the fuck? Yeah, so I didn't like that at all. No. Poe Dameron decides then to go and start shooting at this huge dreadnought ship.
And it works just fine.
One fighter, one X-Wing fighter took out the whole surface, like, turrets. I'm like, okay, I get that.
We can't hit the small ship. I'm like, they couldn't hit the small ship on the original Death Star. How have we not learned to include small lasers? Scramble the fighters! Why didn't you scramble the fighters?
I was like, what the fuck is this? I was like, the Empire is incompetent. What the fuck? Incompetent, I was like, why do they not figure this out already? I'm like, I just feel like to be better bad guys, they need to think better. What the fuck is that? They have all this technology, all these resources, but they can't kill one fucking fighter.
And on the lore end of it, we still don't. And we'll get into more like when we're done with our. We'll hold that off. Let's just keep going through the movie. Yeah. So then you have this space battle, which I think would have been cool if I wasn't so pissed off. Yeah. Throughout the whole thing.
Yeah. They had the bombers. Yes. Which they're not Y-wing bombers anymore. I was like,
they're kind of like B-wings.
Yeah. Kind of. Yeah. They didn't really call them anything.
They just called them bombers. Resistance bombers. Yeah. Because they're the Resistance now. Yeah.
They're like super fucking slow, and I'm like, what the hell?
Like 10 miles an hour. And somehow, I don't know, and I have not heard this from anyone yet, because I don't think they were thinking about it. Yeah. But we're in space, you don't drop bombs.
Yeah, there's gravity. I know, they just float. I was thinking the exact same thing. I'm like, I chalked it up to maybe they're like magnetic bombs.
Well, I was thinking they might drop them, and then like they're like little drones. They turn on, and then they fly in, and they like...
But no, they gravity, like,
fucking just falls right in.
Maybe the ship has artificial gravity or something? The capital ship?
Yeah, maybe. I did like the scene. Yeah. I will say, I liked the idea. They always show, the classic cockpit, the camera facing the face. Yeah, they took that even further, and they showed like the crew inside the bombers. They're like dying in there.
Yeah, I did. I like that scene too. It's like very dark and gritty. Like people were exploding, and it was really really cool.
She's like kicking the ladder to get the button.
And
pushed
then right off the bat, they did kill off a bunch of people.
Yeah, and the rebels were getting their ass kicked.
Oh man, it was crazy. But yeah, apparently they destroy the Dreadnought class ship,
that was easy.
Yeah, I was like, what the...
what were those other Star Destroyers doing?
I know, they were just hanging out. I was like, what the heck?
This is pretty bad down here, guys.
You guys gonna help your big ship or something? I was like, what's going on? They're all like, hey, get the cannons ready. I was like, whoa.
Oh, so bad.
I was like, okay, so...
and to be fair to this movie, that's just been Star Wars bad guys forever.
Yes, okay, so in the universe... That's just how they
are. Empires are always... The TIE Fighter are always running into... Idiots. Exactly. Except for Vader, and he's always upset with his guys because they keep failing.
Apparently
you wonder how they conquered the galaxy.
Yeah, I know. Apparently it's a reoccurring theme here, so...
Yeah, but...
You would think...
It was a weird opening. I didn't like it.
I didn't like Poe Dameron's dialogue. I didn't really like his whole thing with between him and Leia, and like, but then it makes sense later in the movie. You know,
it does.
At first, I'm like, whoa, what the fuck? He's kind of a dick. I was like, what the hell?
He's just desperate. You know, I feel like I honestly, just to kind of sum up, the Poe and Finn got fucked over in this movie. They had they contributed nothing.
Absolutely nothing.
Nothing.
Absolutely nothing. However, I will have to say I do like the development of Poe Dameron, though. Later in the movie, and we'll explain
learning his lesson.
Yeah, learning his kind of lesson.
Maybe there's a plot hole you can help me fill later. Yeah, with that whole thing.
Yeah, I feel like Finn's story in this movie was just so irrelevant. I feel like they accomplished literally nothing.
And there was actually a moment at the end of the film that we'll get to that could have actually closed the loop and given him an arc.
Yeah,
but they failed to do that too.
Yeah,
and
okay,
we'll jump in there.
I didn't know. Okay. So after that scene,
so some of you may have just seen this and get mad at us. Yeah. But you're fresher than I am.
Yeah.
What's okay? So then they blow up the ship.
Yeah, they blow up the ship,
and they're on the ship when Leia and Poe get into it, and they have their whole fight.
And then she demotes him or whatever, and then they jump to light speed.
Okay.
Right. And then the Imperial fleet.
Oh, that's right. Okay. Yes.
Actually, it was able to track them through light speed. Which is, I guess, new technology. Yeah. You know, they didn't really think that was possible. But then, so they follow them, and then they find out they don't have enough fuel to jump, and blah, blah, blah. And so the rebel ships decide to just kind of like full thrusters ahead and stay out of the range of the bombardment to not take as much damage.
Well, there was before that, so let's, because I know that it's, they take off and it cuts to Rey.
Rey on the island.
Are we just kind of doing one like storyline through?
Let's cut to Rey then. Yeah, let's cut to Rey, because that scene was weird.
I didn't like the opening.
No, absolutely not. What I thought? Okay, so at the end of Force Awakens, she hands Luke the lightsaber, and you think he'd have like a heartfelt moment. He's like, say something. Yeah. Say anything. He takes the lightsaber out of Rey's hand and tosses it. I was like.
And then walks off.
Yeah, and then walks off, and he's like, "Who are you?" Well, I don't care who you are. Get the fuck away from me. I'm like, "What the fuck?" And I'm like, "What is it?" And then people were in the movie theater. They were laughing. They thought that was funny.
Yeah, the whole theater, same.
Yeah, I was
because a bunch of fucking non-Star Wars fans.
Yeah.
I'm going to come across as a jerk in this.
I know.
All these people who like haven't seen half the Star Wars movies are like,
yeah, I was like,
what? I'm like, what are you fucking laughing? Shut your mouth.
Yeah, I was like, that's not funny. I was like, what the
fuck? We've been waiting 2 years to see what happened. I know. And now, and the thing is too, if someone wants to defend that, saying, well, his mindset was really negative. Yeah. What I would have done with that scene is have him look at her, and give it back to her.
Yeah. Yeah,
exactly. And go, take this back where you got it from.
Or something like that, yeah. A more serious tone, like a more serious response, and just tossing it.
I'm telling you, it's that Marvelization that we have going on here.
I was really disappointed that I went to go see a Disney movie, quote unquote Disney movie, versus a actual Star Wars movie. I was very disappointed in that aspect. And that whole, so he walks off, and then Rey's like, "We need you. The resistance
trying to
needs
convince him
to come back." He's like, "No, I don't want to come back. I'm here for a reason. On this island by myself."
And later on, we find those reasons are very good.
Yeah,
I love that all.
Oh yeah, that was cool. But I just feel like the whole scene between him and her on the island, and it's just very comedic, and I'm just like, I don't really.
It's comedy.
Yeah, I don't really like that. I was like, what would have been more impressionable on me is say, so he goes into that hut where he lives, right? If Rey would just sit out there in having a meditation stance, or just sitting there waiting for him, showing that patience that she's waiting, just show the time cycle or something like that, and he just sees her every day. They don't have to go through this whole gimmicky funny, oh, he got a big old fish on his shoulder, or he's jumping around drinking milk out of some
he just goes up and milks the thing and drinks it, and he's like
I was like, he looks at her and drinks. I was like, what the fuck? Yeah, I was like, if it was just a more serious tone, I would have been like, this is a great scene.
And the whole first half of the movie is like this.
Yeah, this is just very bad. Just funny jokes, blah blah. Yeah, I was just I wasn't a fan of it. But yeah, so she this is a good one. I forgot it. So while she's on the island, she finally Okay, maybe should we touch on Kylo before we touch
we
on...
can, and
okay.
we don't have to figure out, we're not going to go through every single thing.
Yeah.
You know, we're going to forget something, and they're just, like, I just kind of wanted to go the most memorable things in somewhat chronological order.
Yeah.
Like, that's what I'm looking to do.
We find out that Rey and Kylo have this Force connection.
Oh, it's so cool.
Yeah, that was cool.
Kylo Ren is my favorite character right now.
So I thought,
especially now.
Yeah, I was like thinking this could be good. This could be really, really good. Of that whole scene on the island, this is the best part of it.
And it was excellent.
Yeah, so this was great. So they find that they have a connection, a very weird connection I want to bring up.
Communicate. Right?
Yeah, communicate. Not only that, though. Communicate. They showed us something that I don't think I've ever seen in a Star Wars film. In that one scene where it's raining on the island, and they're talking... And then after they're done talking, Kylo wipes his face, and there's water.
He's got water all over his glove.
Yeah, he's on a starship. There's no rain anywhere.
No.
I'm like, at first I thought it was tears, like him crying
or something.
or sweaty or something like that. But
There's
I was
way
like,
too much
there was
water.
way too much on them. I'm like, what the fuck? I was like, can you teleport now? I was like, is the Force teleporting shit?
No, it was almost like I think the reason we're seeing this, and this is pure speculation. I think the reason we're seeing stuff like that with them is the two of them are so absolutely like so powerful, like so unbelievably powerful with the Force, and it's innate. It's not even like they've controlled it or learned it. They just have it. And like I don't think that it was teleporting so much as that they're so connected that he's able to like. He's generating, because we've heard about, like, in episode 3 you hear about Plagueis who's able to create life, you know. He like generated rainwater, like such a pure connection between the two of them. And he knew he was almost, it's like he was there, and
because he said that he specifically said, I don't see your surrounding, but I see you. And then she says the same. You know, so for him to sense that rain was like really weird. I was like, what the fuck? And I like that kind of stuff that they show it to you and they don't tell you. They don't. It's just like makes you think. Oh, this is crazy. The dialogue between Rey and Kylo was amazing.
Excellent. Well, the two of them are the actors are just.
It progressed the story so much. In fact, that I learned so much between those two more than I did the whole entire freaking movie. You know, like because as a fan of Star Wars and a movie person, I was like, I want to know the origin of Kylo, and they really delved in. Yeah, and Rey too, and they delved into it. I was like, this is awesome. I was like, that's a check mark off of the list that I wanted to see in this movie. And
especially finding out about Kylo via getting rid of some of this black and white.
Yes.
And when Luke breaks down and tells her everything that happened. And this is a little bit later on in the movie, but whatever. We're talking about Luke and Rey now, and that whole flashback sequence and understanding how
the different point of views.
Because
like you see it from Kylo's point of view, and then you see it from Mark Hamill, Luke's point of view.
You notice the shots were different.
So
like when Kylo remembers looking
eyes,
up, Luke looks like fucking evil. And the whites of his eyes, he's about to kill him. And then when Luke tells his side of the story,
he was just like he was shocked. And
he turned his lightsaber back off.
I was like, oh man, it was.
I love this Luke. Mark Hamill did an absolutely spectacular job.
Dude, did you notice that Luke kind of went into the the persona of not Yoda? I mean Yoda, but like, because he was a serious master, then he become this like grouchy, weird person, like
just living on his own.
And Obi-Wan, Obi-Wan, Yoda,
self-loathing.
And him. I'm like, what the hell is with this? And I'm like, is this like a reoccurring theme?
They all, well, I don't know about Yoda, but Obi-Wan and Luke both felt responsible for doing what they did.
And I feel like Yoda was responsible. He felt responsible for letting the Republic fall. He's
letting the Jedi, not seeing Sidious. I liked that callback. There's a sequence where him and Rey are arguing, because during that sequence when Luke is talking to Rey and teaching her about the Force. And of course they had to fit in their dumbass joke in there with her reaching out literally. And
oh my god,
I don't know. I wasn't laughing during any of that.
Dude, it was cringy. I'm just like, what? People were laughing in the theater.
Everyone was laughing around me. And I was just like, fuck is this?
And you know what? And it's so weird because I saw, this is kind of going off topic a little bit.
That's all right.
I saw Mark Hamill's interview after making the movie, and he's like, I disagreed with the direction that the people wanted to take Luke. And I was like, I didn't really understand it until I watched the movie. I'm like, yeah, you're right. I'm like, I'm sure Mark Hamill wanted a more serious role. You know, he's all goofy. And
I feel like all the times where Mark Hamill got his way were the ones where he was being Luke, like at the end of the movie, which we'll get, which were incredible. Yeah, like emotionally. I mean, he's never been more Luke than in certain parts of this movie.
Absolutely.
And right after that. Yeah. After they get their dumbass Marvel joke out of the way, they force their little joke down her throats. Yeah. Then he tells her to reach out, and he goes and they like redefine the Force. I feel like it was sort of like, all right, forget about the midichlorians.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. And I was like,
love that.
They solidified the Force basically.
They approach the Force head on, what it is, why it's a thing. And I loved it. Yeah, I loved it. I was like, that was the most beautiful explanation.
Yeah, and then that once after that, she finds the darkness, the quote unquote.
And there can't be light without dark.
Yeah. It was great because like what the main theme of that whole scene, the island scene with Rey and Luke is. I feel like Luke has more evolved into like a gray Jedi kind of like he has to bring balance to the Force, and I think the overall theorizing here, the overarching theme of this trilogy is balance, you know, because like I feel like Kylo, even Kylo, he's still trying to fight the light inside him. He wants to be, he's still conflicted, and I feel like Rey is showing a little bit of dark, so they're intertwined. Their destiny and their fates are intertwined. Yeah, I feel like both of them are going to be gray Jedis or gray something at the end of it all. I think they kind of balance each other out as well.
I hope not, but I think you're right.
But here's the thing as well. So she finds the whole darkness, and I was like, this is really cool because like Luke is terrified of it. She's like
terrified of her
because she went straight into it. He's like, you didn't even try to stop. Yeah. I was like, that's awesome.
And that line, which was in the trailer, but was still just as powerful. It was like, I've seen this kind of raw power before. I wasn't afraid then. I am now.
It was great.
Such a good line.
Yeah, because. He was terrified. He was like, you didn't even try to stop the darkness. Like, what the hell?
No, because she doesn't understand. I mean,
she's still learning.
She's brand new. And the thing is, I think they did a good job of taking the previous issue we had with Force Awakens, that she was so innate and she was doing stuff without training. Yeah. And taking that, and not instead of throwing that away, making it a part of her character, like, no, she's that powerful. She has no fucking clue what's happening. Yeah. It's that natural. This one scene kind of answered the question I had, a big question I had from Force Awakens, when Kylo and Snoke talk, and he's in the throne room and all that. Even the first time?
Yeah, the first time. Yeah, the first time, like, he...
I was like, save the last one.
No, that one's later.
That's the biggest conversation we're going to have.
But he harps back to the fight scene between... He's like, you got beat by an untrained person using a lightsaber because you were so unbalanced. And I was like... Oh, okay, that makes sense.
He was so conflicted. He wasn't giving in to what he needed to.
That's why I was like, because in that, remember when we did Force Awakens, I was like, how the hell does Rey even keep up with Kylo? Yeah. Kylo's been trained
exactly.
I'm like, so that's explained it to me, and I'm like, okay, I could buy that. Yeah,
I buy. In fact, I feel like there's a lot in this movie that makes Force Awakens better.
Yes, I absolutely, because I think they heard the fans and were like, what the fuck is happening?
Like when I go back and when I watch Force Awakens again, like there are things that I know from this movie make it a better movie. Somehow.
Yeah, exactly. I agree completely. And of the two, though, I mean, we'll do this later, but of the two, think of it. Of the two, which one you would rank better? We'll get to the verdict.
We'll definitely get there. We'll get there because that's an interesting question.
But so after that scene, on the island, she discovers her connection with Kylo. Yeah. And then Luke actually decides to train her 3 lessons. He says, which they never got to the 3rd lesson for some reason. But the first lesson was, what was it? I think it was that meditation. Yeah, it was the Force the Force. He was like,
what the Force is and why it's the thing.
Yeah, and then I think the second.
I loved her answer to that too. Yeah, she's like to push people and stuff.
Yeah,
she doesn't know anything.
Float rocks and stuff.
See, that was funny. Just real quick, I want
stuff like that.
I want to hit this humor thing and nip it in the bud so we can move on past it. Yeah, because I don't want someone. I think people will hear me complain that and they'll say, "Hey, there was a bunch of humor in Empire Strikes Back." Yeah, there absolutely was, but the humor came from our knowledge of the characters. Yeah. Like sometimes you'll say something that makes me laugh because I'll say, and when I'm done laughing, I'll say, "God, that is so Kevin."
Right?
Or vice versa.
It's
true, man, Ian, that motherfucker, right? Like, I would laugh because
Yeah.
Han Solo is a sarcastic asshole.
Yeah.
And he would say something that
Is
so
within his character.
So true to his character.
Yeah, within his character.
That
Yeah.
I was laughing because I was just happy because I was familiar with this person.
Yeah, yeah,
you know?
exactly.
Him yelling at C-3PO to shut up about the odds. And
yeah.
It's humor that's built in just like we would have humor together.
Yeah.
Rarely, it happens, but rarely do you hang out with your friends and someone gives you a one-liner.
Yeah.
Like, that's not...
Ever, yeah.
It's not natural humor.
No.
It's artificial humor.
Yeah, absolutely.
And, like, there is humor in this that is funny, and it's always just from, like... It's from these characters, and it's because we know the characters so well that they make us laugh with their tendencies.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And Rey is ignorant.
Yeah.
By no fault of her own.
Yeah.
And she's naive.
Yeah.
Because she's been off Jakku for like, what, a month now?
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Why wouldn't she think the Force is a tool?
Yeah, exactly.
You know, I love that use, and that made me laugh. I laughed when she said that. It's like, I don't know.
It makes sense.
That's the humor part of it.
Yeah, it makes sense for her character.
The characters should make me laugh. The writer writing a one-liner should not be.
No, absolutely. I agree with that completely. Absolutely.
And then the second lesson. Sorry, I totally derailed that.
No, that's fine. The second lesson was, I think he told her the Jedi needed to end or something like that.
Yes. Oh, they go into he shows her the books.
Yeah, the books in the temple.
Texts.
Yeah, the ancient texts, and it's like this big wooden temple. It looks super weird, but it's cool.
It's a tree. It's like the first.
The first.
Where all the Jedi are from.
Yeah, there's only like 6 books in there, like original Jedi texts. So it's crazy, and
she's so in tune with it all. She's seen it. She's had visions of that room, that's when he starts to understand.
Yeah,
this is like a prodigy. This is another Anakin.
Yeah,
this isn't just some Jedi.
Yeah, absolutely. So
and it starts to scare him, and then of course later we learn he had such good motivations for the reasons that he was.
Yeah,
I mean he was a hermit, so he's a little odd, which is fine. So was Yoda.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Yeah.
And it gets more serious, and we start to understand like why he blames himself, and we kind of discussed it earlier.
They sit around the fire, and actually, this happened after the final connection between Kylo and Rey. He finds them in her hut, this is really cool.
Kylo wins all of those every time. He is so manipulative.
Yeah, oh my god, it was so funny. She's so naive, like you said.
She's super naive. Why wouldn't she be?
Yeah, she's asking. She's like. The way she's talking to him just so reminded me of Anakin, because she's like, I'm gonna destroy you, and I'm like, you're a traitor, and you're blah blah blah, and I'm like, whoa, like Anakin. I was like, calm down, so in the scene, she and Kylo actually touch hands, and then
Luke finds them,
and he was there. Kylo was there, and he sees them touching hands, and he just blows up the whole hut. And then that's when Luke actually explains what happened at the Jedi Temple.
And they show the temple burning.
Yeah, and why it burned. And here's a plot hole that I didn't really get. So Luke impromptu went to Kylo when he was his Padawan and was reading his dreams, right? Yep. And then
I think he hinted he had been doing that for a while. He had been seeing Kylo get worse and worse. Right. He didn't know why.
Yeah.
Because obviously he didn't know Snoke was there.
Right. But then he realized Snoke has already gotten to him, has a grip on him. And then he decides on his own for a split second that maybe he could kill Kylo right then and there. So then Kylo wakes up. Seeing Luke right over his bed with a lightsaber out, and from Kylo's point of view, he's all evil and shit.
Well, and at this point too, because and I'm spoiling spoiler section. Yeah. As far as we now know that Snoke was the one connecting the two of them, which tells you,
he has the ability to do that.
Reason Snoke didn't have to be there physically to talk to Kylo,
exactly,
to Ben,
exactly.
So Snoke was probably visiting him in his dreams and talking to him, and poisoning his mind.
So then Kylo collapses the building on Luke, but then the Jedi Temple burns. So now
he goes and kills everyone.
Yeah, he kills everyone, and then he said some followers actually followed Kylo,
which we've seen. That was a big problem with me with this.
Yeah. Movie. Okay. So then
those are the Knights of Ren.
The Knights of Ren. That's what I'm saying. I was like, are those the guys in red? Or
I don't think so.
Okay, so those were just Imperial guards then.
Those were Praetorian guards.
Yeah, okay.
I was wondering the same thing because I was like, where the fuck? Because the Knights of Ren are in Force Awakens. In Rey's vision.
Exactly. Remember, they were standing and it's all raining and stuff, and they were like standing around. Yeah. And I'm like, where are those guys at? I'm like, what the hell? They were already geared up and ready to fight and everything. Yeah. Like this all happened like impromptu. Like what the hell?
And then it's not addressed at all.
Yeah, I'm like,
in this movie,
what? What happened there? So that's the Luke the loop that I noticed in there, I didn't really know how the timeline worked there. Maybe it was a few days. Did Snoke already see this coming and then sent people to help Kylo out of that situation? Or, I don't know. In my mind, Snoke was the biggest opportunity in this movie. And he was also the biggest red herring in this movie, right? He just like, there was so much that could have been done with him, but wasn't done with him. Just like Darth Maul, I feel like, you know? He's kind of like a Darth Maul-esque character in this new trilogy. And I feel like there should, I don't know, maybe they'll do something with him. So for you guys that don't know, Snoke actually talks to Rey, and Rey thinks that she can save Kylo.
Yeah, but that's like the...
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry.
Like the penultimate scene of the movie.
I'm sorry, my bad.
No, you're
Jumping
good.
ahead.
That's the part I've been wanting to talk about for days.
Yeah, so
like, as soon as I saw the movie, I need to talk to everyone about that scene.
I know.
So, meanwhile, we're going to get to all the bullshit here. So,
also,
meanwhile...
you not know the same
go back.
scene. Okay.
So, let's go back. Let's backtrack. Right. So, I wanted to stick with the Luke, Rey, Kylo thing all the way through to the end of it.
Okay.
Because that was probably my favorite... through line that started at the beginning, went to the end. That was my favorite one.
Yeah.
And so during this time, Kylo attacks. Kylo and the First Order fleet find them again. They're tracking them through hyperspace. Mm-hmm. They attack the Mon Calamari cruiser.
Yeah.
And Kylo's there.
Yeah.
And these fighters are just destroying these ships. Yeah. Apparently, fighters can destroy capital ships.
I'm like,
now
what
with no
the
problem.
fuck is going on?
Really weird.
Yeah.
Yes. And they're aiming. They're unshielded, and they're aiming at the bay or the bridge.
The bridge, right?
Aiming at the bridge. He knows Leia's in there. They have that connection. Yeah, they both feel one another that they're there.
Yeah.
He lets off.
Yeah, he does not.
Still back and forth,
Kylo.
Back and forth. Yeah. The other two TIE fighters fire their missiles. It blows up the bridge.
Kills all the people on
Admiral
the bridge.
Akbar dies.
Yeah.
With no fanfare at all.
I was like, what?
Holdo shouldn't even been in this movie. It should have just been him in her place the whole time. He flies out.
Yeah.
And everyone dies. Yeah. And Leia dies? We thought, right?
Quote unquote dies. This is the first time we've ever seen her.
I need to hear your thoughts on this. What happens next?
Okay. Leia goes out into space and freezes because you start seeing the ice crystals build on her face. But then she reaches out and uses the Force to pull herself in. I'm like,
she's like, what flying fucking
like,
Merlin.
I was like, Superman? I was like, what is going on? I was like, so that again, this movie's showing me a lot about the Force that I didn't know, or if they're adding new stuff to the Force.
Yeah, and I think that's okay because
it's an ever evolving thing. Maybe
the point of the Force Awakens, right? When they say awakens, is that movie marks the point where the Force is reborn. Yeah. Because Sidious dies, Vader dies, everyone Yoda dies, and that's it. Those are the last masters. Luke is last master. Luke does his thing, hates himself, cuts himself off of the Force.
Yeah, we learned that.
Pretty much the only Force user left is Snoke. And if you remember all the way back to the original trailer for Force Awakens, so going all the way back, Snoke is in that trailer saying the Force, he says something like, there's a new awakening, can you feel it?
Yeah.
Which is Rey and Kylo.
Yep.
So I don't have a problem with the Force being redistributed into the galaxy and being able to be used in new ways.
Yeah.
I don't even have a problem with Leia being able to use Force powers in a life or death situation because she's a Skywalker.
Yeah, it's in her bloodline,
But it looked fucking stupid.
Yeah, I'm like, no one can survive out in space like that. I'm like, what the fuck? I was like, even if you're a Skywalker,
it was like Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah, I'm just like,
this isn't Guardians of the Galaxy, guys.
I'm like, her head would have exploded as soon as she got out. I'm like, how did she survive? How did she survive the blast anyways? I'm like, what the fuck?
I don't know. Yeah, it was bad.
Honestly, because of her passing, Carrie Fisher passing, I thought that's where they were going to kill her off.
They filmed this so much way before she died, though.
Did she? Okay.
Oh, yeah. Filming, that's the thing. I didn't think she would die in this. In fact, I don't think they were planning on ever killing her. I think she was going to be the one to live through all of this.
Yeah.
So I don't know what they're going to do now.
I don't know what they're going to do in the next movie.
But they wrapped way after.
Okay, I thought that's where they're going to
she died.
do it.
Me too.
The whole movie, I was expecting it, and I was just like, oh man, you know, Carrie Fisher's not going to be in this movie for very long.
Yeah.
But she was in the whole movie, so I was like, wow, okay.
And she was much better this time than last.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I
think she had more screen time to develop her character.
Yeah, she's got the rust knocked off in Force Awakens.
Yeah, I know, right?
She was pretty bad.
Yeah, she was. So yeah, she pulls herself in. She goes into a coma. We forgot to mention Finn wakes up. Yes. After Force Awakens, he was all badly hurt and everything.
He was in the bubble suit.
The bubble suit,
leaking.
yeah.
That was funny. That comedy didn't bother me.
Yeah, because that wasn't forced. You know, it was just like...
It was Finn.
It was just Finn being Finn.
Confused.
Yeah,
I love Finn.
Of course, Finn being confused. He had some good moments in his arc. But overall, his arc...
I hate Rose, too.
Overall with him and Rose, that was the worst... character arc. That was a good chunk of movie that could have just been removed out of the fucking movie. I'm just like,
you know what, boys and girls, cringy. we need to tell you about the immorality of animal abuse.
Yeah, I'm like, what? I'm like, what the fuck is that? It was like, this is insane. I feel like
so shoehorned in there.
Yeah, it was so forced. I just didn't like it at all.
They go and so
the reason they
meet Holdo, who is another terrible character in this movie.
She's Benicio del Toro?
No, Holdo is the pink-haired, ready for prom military leader, I guess.
The vice admiral,
why
whatever.
She's dressed like that.
Yeah.
You're a military commander.
Yeah, I know.
Act like it, look like it. She just pissed me off. Everything about her pissed me off. And so she comes in and she...
takes over for Leia when she's in the coma.
Yeah, and she's like...
Yeah.
Has no plan.
Yeah. And
she won't communicate her plan with anyone.
Yeah.
And so then Poe and Finn get together with this Rose girl after they
she's introduced. She's new.
New character.
Her sister died in the opening scene.
That's like the only thing about her character that she's the most useless character ever. She's full of cheese.
Oh, God.
Cheesiest goddamn lines.
I know. It's just so
you could ever give
a
horrible character.
Yeah, absolutely.
And they devised this plan by just randomly contacting Maz Kanata, who's fighting.
Yeah, what? I was like, what is going on?
It was so weird.
It was so just weird. The director, producer, writers just decided to go a really odd route.
Yeah.
I feel like they could have done this much better. Like, the thing is with
seriously.
The thing with that sequence, though, I think is the kid at the end. I think
sure.
You know how Rian
Johnson you actually honestly you could have put that scene at the
anywhere
end, without ever having them go to Canto Bight and they go to this casino world,
which looks like a regular human casino.
They're playing craps.
Yeah, I was like,
"Fuck is this?"
With just a bunch of like different aliens there. I'm like, and then horse racing or whatever alien racing in it.
The horse with half dog, half human faces.
Yeah, I was like, what the fuck?
I want to make sure they're really expressions, so you see those whip marks on them.
Yeah.
Look closer.
Yeah.
the only good part of this whole thing, there's two good parts to this whole thing.
Yeah.
One, I do appreciate, because my biggest question is like, how the fuck did the First Order rise from the ashes of this broken empire and are so powerful and have all these troops? Like, that's something I've always been wondering.
Yeah.
They give you a little bit of insight there. They don't want to go with too much lore, because, the soccer moms are going to get bored.
Understand that, yeah.
But they're just talking about how, like, they're selling weapons and so these people are, like, the rich. They're okay, cool. Like, I kind of like that direction. We didn't need to go here to find that out.
Yeah, what the fuck? It was just such a wasted 30 minutes of a movie. I'm like,
they run around with a bunch of slapstick humor.
Yeah, it was just so, like... Once they landed there and they go through this whole sequence of finding a code breaker to get into...
There's more pacing problems, just like Force Awakens.
That was the worst one.
Button, we're there.
So... The whole point there, the reason why they're on this planet is to find a quote unquote code breaker to get onto the Capital Dreadnought ship.
Supremacy.
To destroy the tracking device or whatever.
Yeah, so they can jump.
Yeah, jump again.
Highlight, not get tracked.
So the code breaker just happens to be Benicio del Toro.
Who's awesome.
Yeah, his character was awesome. I liked it a lot. It was classic. They didn't really find the person they were looking for. They actually found somebody else, or if it was him, I'm not really sure. So they find him, they get off the planet, after a lot of cringiness on it.
Yeah, a lot of awful
dialogue.
Really forced.
Yeah, it was great.
Shit.
They find him, they get put in jail, he happens to be in the same jail cell as them, and they break out. They go into
so much contrived stuff.
Yeah, it was not good. So they escape and they find their ways to the horse things. And they let them go.
They ride on the animals. They free the animals.
Yeah, they free the animals. And they find these little kids. And the kids make it... later appearance, so that's why they're important. So, but I would have gone so differently on that scene. I'm like,
all you have to do is have them call Maz Kanata. Don't have her jumping around shooting. Just let her be there.
Yeah.
They call her because they know she knows people like this.
Yeah.
And all she has to do is go, like, looks like the Force is with you guys.
Yeah.
One of my best hackers was captured by the First Order and is on that very ship.
So if you get on it and free him, he can
help you.
Then
you just link it right there.
Yeah.
They sneak onto the ship. They free him. He betrays them just like he does. And boom, you're done. You're fucking done.
Yeah, it's so...
But no, we need an extra 30 minutes of weird midget aliens playing craps.
And, like, it was just, like... It was so weird because I think that whole arc was meant to flush out Rose's character, which...
And Finn, because if you think about it, if they didn't have that, Finn would have, 10 minutes of screen time.
Yeah. I just didn't care for that arc. That was my least favorite character arc.
Finn is probably, my third favorite character. Of these new... I love Finn so much.
Yeah.
He's the only one whose humor delivers for me. I always think he's funny, because I think he's a funny dude.
Yeah.
I loved his humor in Force Awakens as well.
Yeah.
All of that. I've liked him all the way through, and especially his, ending, too, was amazing. It could have... I would have fixed it.
Okay,
I'll tell you, we'll get there.
Yeah, we'll get there.
His ending could have been amazing.
Yeah, it could have been
and
amazing.
it was amazing there for a moment. And they fuck it up.
Yeah.
But, okay, so...
so Benicio del Toro gets them onto the ship.
He betrays them.
Yeah, they get onto the ship. He betrays them out, and then the dreadnought starts destroying the resistance because they decide to get on these. Her plan was to get onto the.
She never bothered telling them that. No, so they go through this whole mutiny.
Yeah, I was like, why the fuck didn't you just tell people?
Well, I was talking to Tim today, and he was saying, well, it's not their job to know they're soldiers; they need to follow orders. And I'm like, that's true.
That makes sense. Yeah,
but he's also a ranking member of your military command. You got to let him know what's going on.
Absolutely. It was just so...
It's contrived.
Yeah, contrived. And so they get on the ship, betrayed him. Finn and Rose get captured.
Yep.
The rebel ships start getting blown up.
Yep.
And
they're going to an old abandoned rebel base.
Yeah. And
then, Poe's like, oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah, I know.
After all this.
Yeah, after all that. And...
So he learns his lesson.
He learns, kind of learns his lesson. Now I'll flesh out that a little bit more later. But
they keep saying, "We are the spark that will light the flame."
Yeah,
I'm like,
the whole time.
That's a terrible.
I know.
That's a really bad. That's not a good line.
Like, that's not a good slogan for the fucking resistance.
It's like a paragraph.
I know.
And they just keep saying it.
So and then one of my favorite shots happens in this ongoing
when Holdo
scene.
Takes over.
Yeah, this shot was so sick.
That's where the movie gets good. From here on out, we're done bitching. I feel like.
From here on out, this is all good shit. This is what redeems the movie, in my opinion.
Yes.
So Holdo, the dreadnought's shooting on the transports, right? And she decides to stay behind to man the cruiser.
Yeah.
And then she sees the dreadnought shooting all the transport ships, so she decides to turn that bitch around and jump, light speed jump. And I was like, what? And I'm like, what's going on? She's just gonna run away? And I'm like, I really thought that for a split second.
I kind of knew what she was doing.
For a split second, I was like, she's gonna run away. And then she turns around. I'm like, I know what she's doing. Okay. And then the coolest visual happens, and it was just the theater went silent, black and white imagery. She light speed jumps right through the fleet, and I was like, "Holy shit!"
The shockwave, and it was so.
It was and we're kind of skipping.
We are skipping stuff. We already skipped the most important scene of the whole movie, but that's because I'm saving that. That's all I want to talk about.
That's all I want to talk about for the rest of the movie. Yeah. So she jumps right through the dreadnought, the big one, not the Star Destroyers.
The Supremacy, the big dreadnought.
Yeah,
but the reverberation destroys all the other ships too.
Absolutely, it was insane.
Really cool.
So Finn and Rose were about to get executed on the ship. Yep. Going through it, destroys the ship, and then it shakes everybody up, and then Finn, Captain Phasma
got fucked over
again. I feel so bad for her character and the actress that plays her, because she's in Game of Thrones. I just she could be such a badass, and I'm like, she's not. She dies, quote unquote, again.
I think she's dead.
Really? You think she's not coming back again?
No.
Dude,
she got dropped into a firestorm I don't know, dude.
She
lasts for like 4 seconds.
It was so... I feel so bad.
Especially, this is worse this time because they gave her a limited comic series that I heard was wonderful. They gave her a novel that I heard was even better.
Yeah.
They amped her up so much between these movies.
I just feel like they're, again, missed opportunity
massive missed
to
opportunity.
be the next, quote-unquote, Boba Fett. You know, like...
But Boba, they were the same, in my opinion. Boba Fett didn't do much.
No, yeah, exactly. I was just saying...
He died unceremoniously as well.
The same reoccurring theme. I just feel like this harps back to the, the original trilogy. I'm just like... that's why, in my opinion, when I first... In the beginning of the podcast, I'm like, this is safe. Because I feel like I've seen all these themes and all these...
Yeah. Until we get to the scene that we want to talk about.
Yeah, and that's what I'm like. So then, so Finn beats Phasma. She falls into a big crevice or whatever in the ship.
Because the ship is like being torn apart.
So
that's that.
Yeah, during that whole... Yeah, and then they escape to the Rebel
Back up a little bit.
Yeah, so
the most important scene in the movie.
Yeah, before she light speed jumps through the ship, the dialogue... So Rey decides to, quote-unquote,
She believes in Kylo. She believes in Ben.
Kylo. And then Kylo captures her, of course, and brings her directly to Snoke.
Yep.
And the dialogue in this scene is great. She in the elevator going up to Snoke. She and Kylo kind of have a discussion that was really important later on in the movie. She says that when we touched hands, I saw your future, and she's like, "You will betray Snoke, and I'll be there to help you out, blah, blah, blah." And I was like, what the fuck?
But he also says, well, that's strange because I saw yours.
Yeah, I saw your future, and I know who your parents are. And I was like, what?
I saw your pastor. I don't know.
Oh, yeah,
I have to see it again. But they both are seeing things.
Yeah, seeing things. I was like, again, harping back to yours, they're super talented and gifted in the Force. They're like both Anakins. Yeah, remember in the prequels, they... Yoda, or I think it was Yoda or Mace Windu, say that only the most gifted in the Force can have the power of future sight or foresight or whatever. Yeah. And I was like, what the fuck? And so in my mind, I'm like, these guys are incredible. That kind of like, for us nerds, that know Star Wars, I'm like, that tells you how strong these characters are, So that, again, that's to your point, it proves that they're super talented in the Force.
Yeah.
To be able to see
just innately gifted.
Yeah, innately gifted. So they get to Snoke. Which, by the way, Snoke has...
His throne room is so cool.
Throne room is so sick, and he has, like, these sick-ass Imperial Praetorian guards. They have all, like, fucking Vogue, like, stances, and they're all, like, holding their different weapons and stuff. I'm like, this is so cool. I was like,
this looks so fucking
I know. I was like, this is so sick, and their weapons were super awesome. And so they're all, just like in the original trilogy, they're all red, but they're more, like... They have armor. They're not just like cloaked.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So they have armor on, but
and they're a little different too. Yeah, which makes me wonder if they're Knights of the Ren. But I feel like they would have mentioned that at some point if they were. But they all have the different like headdresses and stuff.
Yeah, that's what I was. I don't know.
Rey is brought before Snoke.
Yeah, and they have a conversation.
He reveals that he was behind their connection the whole time.
And so that brought up the point where I'm like, maybe he was manipulating everything between Kylo and.
He was using Kylo's inner conflict to convince her that she could.
Well, I mean, but before that though, like between Luke and Ben, like Kylo.
Yeah, no, he was definitely, so he was definitely.
Like,
that's how he corrupted him.
Yeah, that's how you.
He's like, how did he get to him without Luke knowing? Yeah. Well, because he just visited him.
Exactly.
In his mind.
Yep. But yeah, and she's like, oh, I can convince Kylo to turn back to good, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, no. Yeah, he's like, no.
And then she goes for the lightsaber.
Yeah, so he takes away her lightsaber first. He puts it on the ground, or next to him. And she tries to go for the lightsaber, and it just goes right around. He's just messing with her.
Yeah, smacks her in the back of the head.
He's just messing with her the whole time. And I was like, cool, Snoke's gonna be a badass. And I'm like, hell, he's super strong in the Force. And
he is.
I was like, yeah. And I'm like, this is gonna be cool. So then he has like this conversation with her. He brings her in closer.
It's very Return of the Jedi.
Yeah.
Like, look at your fleet. Your friends are dying.
Oh my god. See, that's the same recurrent. He's like, look at your friends. They're all just getting blown up, blah, blah, blah.
And his weird, which was weird. Like, why do you have a magnifying glass? Like, what the fuck is
I was like, what the hell's going on here? I was like, you guys have all this technology to show holograms, bro. I mean, to show holograms too. And I'm like, you guys been talking through holograms the whole entire time. You wanted to shoot a magnifying glass out here?
Really weird.
Okay, so then she's like, she's like, you're not gonna get anything. She's like, Snoke wants to know where Luke is because I feel like Snoke is concerned that Luke is the only thing that's stopping him.
In his way.
Yeah, exactly. So she refused, of course, to give up Luke. Yeah. And he tortures her, you know. And it's
bothering Ben.
You see that scene where it's like bothering Kylo, and you're like, oh man, this is gonna be it. And then you're pumped. And
he tells he has Kylo. Yeah. This is kind of an issue I have with the whole movie. Yeah. He tells Kylo, in order you need to complete your training, to totally come to the dark side, you need to kill her. Yeah. And first, my problem, because of the continuity of this film taking place 10 seconds after The Force Awakens, is that he never completed any training. Yeah, I know. Kylo was, remember at the end of Force Awakens, like, time to complete your training. He didn't do shit. Yeah, he didn't do shit. I would, if I'm making this movie, I'm having Luke training Rey, and then having Snoke train Kylo, and how fucking different that is. That would have been amazing, and actually. Mirrored learnings.
Yes, that would be, with the
such Sith, an opportunity right in your face.
Sith ethos, and then the Jedi ethos, and you can see the side by side. Yeah, that.
How do you not do that?
That is actually, that's great idea. I haven't seen anyone or heard anyone say that. I'm like, that would have been a great plot or a great spine to this movie, you know? Like, it'd be like, that would have been cool.
This movie is about them training. Yeah. Like, I would have been fine with that.
Yeah, absolutely. And then them meeting up at the end.
And then meeting up and having this scene.
Yeah,
right?
having the scene, yep.
Having the scene. And because this scene is extremely controversial. Yeah. And we're coming up on an hour, so we'll get going. Yeah. But... So he tells Kylo to kill Rey, and he's thinking about it.
Yeah, he's
thinking about it. Because what he ends up doing, I think people also misconstrued what ended up happening as well. Mm-hmm. And I want to get into a really in-depth conversation about like motifs and stuff here and themes through other fiction that relate to it. Because I think a lot of people are pissed about what happens. Yeah. So go ahead and take us through that moment there, and then we'll go in depth on this.
So so Snoke gives Kylo a choice: kill Rey and complete your training to the darkness. Mm-hmm. You know, this entire movie he's been calling Kylo soft and conflicted, and he sensed the light in him, and he's like, do this, and then you're good. You're gonna be all dark. Mm-hmm. Kylo instead decides to activate the lightsaber right next to
Anakin's
lightsaber right next to Snoke and chop him.
Twists it toward him.
And he activates it.
And meanwhile, Snoke is going, he's got his eyes closed and he's saying that he's seeing the vision that he's been seeing the whole time, which is Kylo killing his true enemy.
Yeah, he's worded correctly, killing his true enemy. So Kylo then activates Anakin's lightsaber and chops Snoke in half.
Well, it just stabs him.
It just stabs him, right?
And then like my favorite shot.
Yeah.
Rey puts her hand up.
Yeah.
And summons the saber through him and catches it. I love that scene.
That was great. And then all shit.
Then they have one of the coolest fight scenes in all of Star Wars. Probably the best fight scene since Darth Maul, Qui-Gon, and Obi-Wan.
Yes, I completely agree. And I was like watching this. I'm like, this is gonna redeem it. I'm like, this is awesome. And I'm like watching this is great.
Okay. I want to know. Yeah. Because a lot of people were pissed. Snoke dying in this movie. What do you think?
I mentioned it earlier. I thought it was a missed opportunity. To be honest with you, he felt like a Darth Maul throwaway person, you know, and the reason why is because, like, you build up to him, like, in the beginning, he was actually in the beginning of the movie, like, you start seeing how badass he is and how strong he is with the Force, and I'm like, dude, this is gonna be great, he's gonna be a great villain, right? But not only that, but I'm like, I kind of want him to live so I can understand who he is, where he came from, because that's not even touched at all. That is literally the end of Snoke. Yep. I'm like, I don't know if they're going to plan on doing something on episode 9 with him, if he's going to be coming back.
Depends on who he is.
Yeah, this is just such a missed opportunity. And I'm like, same with Darth Maul. I'm like, this guy's a badass, but I know nothing about him. I'm like, again, same theme. Same problem. And I'm just like, why? I'm like, you guys had Snoke. I'm like, so your opinion is that was perfectly fine.
Can I convince? We'll try and let me play devil's advocate because that is exactly how I felt at first. That's what I did in theater. Really?
Yeah.
But then the fight scene was so cool. I was like, oh, whatever. The fight scene was so badass. Yeah. And then, but I think this. Maybe we'll never agree on it, which is totally cool. Yeah. But I think this is my 4 days of ruminating on it, which has kind of helped me think about things. One of my favorite themes in all of fiction, especially in The Lord of the Rings. Maybe my favorite thing about The Lord of the Rings. Are the Palantirs.
Okay.
Because Sauron is the ultimate power in that world,
right.
For the most part. I mean, there are some things that rival him, but for the most part, he is the oldest, most powerful force in all of Middle Earth.
Yep.
And he uses Palantirs, which are as old as he is, to his advantage because they let him see the future.
Mm-hmm.
And every time a character in Lord of the Rings uses a Palantir, they are shown a specific vision out of context, and they make decisions on it, and it always ruins everything.
Okay.
Saruman saw the Palantir, saw the armies of Mordor marching on Minas Tirith, and said, the world is over.
Yeah.
He didn't know
they were
that Frodo was there, right? So these things are out of context. Foresight is not perfect.
No, not at all.
And he sees this future.
Yeah.
And he's sitting there, and it also made me think, to keep it in Star Wars, if you go back, and I'm still not 100% convinced that this is not Plagueis.
Yeah. Okay, yeah.
Maybe not. He might not be. We might never find out. I hope we do. But if you go back to episode 3 and you look at the conversation between Palpatine and Anakin when they're looking at the weird bubble opera thing.
Water opera.
And he's talking about Plagueis became so powerful he could create new life, he could see the future. The only thing he feared was losing his power, which of course he did, because the one thing he couldn't do was stop his apprentice from killing him.
Yeah.
And this is the exact story of Plagueis. He's so powerful and so old and so sure of his vision, his out of context future vision, that he doesn't take any precautions whatsoever, because I can see the future. I am the ultimate power in the universe. I'm old, obviously I'm decrepit, whatever. He looks fucking old.
Yeah.
And he's seeing it. He's seeing Kylo. He knows Kylo, and Kylo kills his enemy.
Yeah.
But he didn't see that it was Rey, because he didn't even know Rey existed.
Yeah. He didn't. Yeah.
He fucking died because he didn't take precautions.
Yeah.
He was arrogant.
Yeah.
And he saw an out of context vision of the future and took it overly literally, overconfidently, fucking died because of it. And that's what happens. Because you're a Sith.
Yeah.
And you're a Sith in the making.
Yeah.
And I've been hearing people say, "Oh, he saved Rey." He did not fucking save Rey.
Not on purpose. I feel like
he killed Snoke to take
power.
Over.
Yeah, to take power.
He is a Sith now, in my opinion. He killed his master after learning from him, and he took his fucking throne. And that makes me like Kylo more
so
than...
much more.
He is becoming my favorite Star Wars character right now. And I have no problem with Snoke dying.
I agree completely, and I thought Kylo's development in this movie was absolutely amazing.
Adam Driver's performance
it was great. Yeah, I thought he was a great actor. In the first movie, people gave him shit, and he was just like a little whiny baby. This movie, he was like, he didn't have that many like whiny scenes anymore. He was just like, you could see more confliction.
Where he destroys his helmet.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, more confliction and then more conviction after that. Him killing Snoke. I agree. From your point of view, I get that. I completely see that, but I just feel like, if to end this trilogy, they may still do this, why not have Snoke play a part in it? Like, unless you're planning on killing Kylo Ren.
Well, that's the other thing is my problem with these movies, where they were all going to be copies.
Yeah.
Well, he's basically Palpatine.
Yeah.
And he's dead in the second movie.
Yeah.
So you're just further getting yourself away from this copy.
Yeah, true. Yeah, that's exactly true. And I'm like, but that tells me...
I feel like that would have been a better scene in the third movie.
Yeah, I think so too.
I think it would have meant more if Kylo, after all this conflict and all that, have some different... Maybe they fight again in this one or whatever, and he goes into the final movie and he betrays his master and he takes over and he becomes the master.
Yeah.
I think it would have worked better as a final act.
Yeah.
But
I feel like... I
still like it.
I still like it. I just... out of place, maybe.
Yeah, just a little too soon.
Yeah, a little too soon. Yeah, because I'm like, I feel
like these characters haven't grown enough yet.
I wanted to know Snoke. I'm like, are we not going to learn about Snoke? Like, how the fuck did he become into power?
We're gonna learn it. I think they're either going to bring it back in the movie somehow, or it's going to be a novel.
Yeah, or something like that.
Which is lame. We deserve answers.
So for Kylo being, do you think that now he is the penultimate evil now.
Yeah,
he's the only Sith
ultimate
left.
leader. Yeah, he is the supreme leader.
Yeah, and so do you think he's gonna kill Kylo Ren off in the last movie? Are they going to kill him, or is he gonna have like a Darth Vader moment where he redeems himself? But
I think he'll redeem himself. Which I personally, if I'm directing this, obviously this movie is totally different anyways. Yeah. But I mean, I have Kylo Ren by the third movie just kill half the cast. Yeah. I want him to be so scary and powerful, and I want people, because that's what the thing is. I feel people missed in Force Awakens. Yeah, it's he's a big baby. Yeah, but are you catching some of this shit he's doing, like stopping laser bolts? This dude is
insane, super strong.
This dude probably take on Palpatine, man. Yeah,
I was like, this dude is fucking gifted as fuck.
Everyone is asking me why no one used Force power, why neither of them used the Force against the Red Guards. Yeah, I'm like, that's a great point, but I don't care. It was way too cool.
Yeah, that's a good point.
She throws him the lightsaber and he pops it into his face.
Yeah.
Oh man,
that's true.
The other guy gets flipped into the laser pool was and blows up into red shreds.
I can see
the fight was so cool.
I can see Rey not using it because she's not super trained in the Force yet. But I was like, why is Kylo not using Force?
Yeah, and he does it later. He uses it on Hux to throw him around. Yeah. I hate that character so
I know.
much.
He's so annoying.
Such a terrible cast.
I know. So they get. Okay, so after the fighting, to kill all the
then that's when Holdo rips through the ship.
Yes, that's when
Finn kills fucking fast.
Yeah, and then Kylo asks Rey to join him.
Very Empire Strikes Back, but I'm okay with that.
Yeah,
nods are fine to me.
Yeah, yes, nods are fine, and I was like, no, come on. And I'm like, this is. It's hard to explain because I wanted so much more,
so from what he tells Rey?
Yeah, I was like, I wanted.
Cool. I think we might have different takes on this.
I was like, him offering, let's join together and we'll rule the Empire together.
And this theme, forget Jedi, forget Sith, forget Empire.
It's recurring.
It's all new.
Yeah,
that's what he's saying.
Yeah, that's what
We're restarting, and that's them telling us everything's gonna change.
That's what I wanted, though. Yes. That honestly, I wanted Rey to try to join him and save him. But that's what I'm
Rey. I think Rey might be naive. Yeah, but she's not an idiot.
She
knows that he's not being. Yeah. He's not saying let's go have a picnic.
Yeah.
He wants to conquer the fucking galaxy and be the ruler and be Darth Vader. Yeah, he still wants to be Darth Vader.
I know.
He's always wanted to be Darth Vader. He's still evil.
Did you notice when he smacked his helmet in the elevator?
Yeah, way earlier.
Yeah, and then he looks at it after it's smashed. It kind of looked like Vader's helmet. And I was like, wait a second, does he was it an imaginary
I really want him to have his helmet back. Because I think it looks so cool.
Yeah, they fucking made a remark to and Snoke's like, take that ridiculous thing off. I was like, that's cool, man.
I love that mask.
Yeah, I was like, it makes his voice so cool.
It does. I love that fucking mask.
So then Rey thinks about it, and then
she just knows that's
she's not gonna go for it.
She's too good of a person.
Yeah, the ship goes through the ship, the supremacy, and she escapes and finds a life pod or something,
whatever it is.
And
gets down to the planet. She gets back on the Millennium Falcon somehow. I don't remember how.
I don't know.
I just made we might not remember.
Yeah.
I don't know.
She told Chewie to wait for her signal and pick her up. So I'm like,
did she fly through space like?
I was like, I don't know,
dude.
I don't know. But
the next big reveal,
next thing,
and I'm hoping we agree on this one. We'll
see.
He tells her, about her parentage.
Oh yes, yeah.
Right there as the bridge burns.
Yeah, and she cries because she already knew. She always knew. Always knew.
What do you feel about that being her parents? How does he know?
If it's true,
I hope it is.
Yeah.
What do you feel about it? If it's true, how do you feel about it?
I feel like that's fine. I mean, to be honest with you, I'm like, coming from quote unquote humble beginnings. She's a flawed character. I feel like showing this gallant, perfect character in Rey is not what I want. I want a flawed character, and her on the islands going into that deep hole, actually physically going into that deep hole and look. She's like, I thought I was gonna find answers.
That was a great scene.
Yeah, too. Yeah, absolutely. It was great. The visuals and
hundreds
all that
of
stuff.
her, and she's talking the echo and the color. It was really cool.
It was great. So
and she sees herself in that final.
Yeah, I think she was searching for her parents. So she's like a flawed character in the effect that she's wanting approval from her parents or wanting to know if her parents
where she comes from, who she is.
It's just stuff like
why didn't they come back for her?
Yeah, I I think she cried because she knew the entire time. I think she knew
just
her
denial.
Just denial.
I love the way he delivers that line.
Yeah.
And just tells them they're drunkards.
You came from nothing.
And, and you're nothing.
Yeah, they're nothing. You know, just
because I feel like that's what he feels about the world.
Yeah.
He's like, so did I.
Yeah.
Fucking Han Solo was a shit-ass dad.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, you came from junkers, I came from a bunch of arrogant former heroes that are all washed up, you know, and sent me off to be trained by some grumpy asshole trying to kill me in my bed.
Yeah.
He was like,
it's my own uncle. My own uncle trying to kill me.
Yeah, so it's like, he's like, he doesn't give a fuck about any of it. That's what you say, kill it all. Kill the past, kill the Jedi, kill the Sith.
Everything,
Fuck it. I'm going to build the whole...
See, that's what I'm saying.
He's getting a god complex. I'm going to build the whole fucking world in my image.
Yes, I love that.
I love that too.
I love that so much. And I was really, really hoping that by this, like, 1% chance that she would naively agree to this in the effort to save him. Like,
I get that. I think she's still gonna try.
Yeah, and then, like, in the process of saving him, she starts losing herself and starts questioning herself and stuff like that. I wanted that inner conflict of Rey.
We got a little bit right there, at that moment.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like, you have to keep... I'm loving the change, but there are some themes about Star Wars that you need to just keep... she couldn't join him, you know what I mean? Like, because then what would her friends think? What if she's accidentally... You know, she's got stormtroopers under her command? She can't do that.
No, I agree completely, but I just feel like the theme of the movie was Grey Jedis, or the redefining the Jedi, redefining the Sith. And
I don't think she wants to give up on it yet.
Yeah, I don't think she wants to, and I think that's why it's called The Last Jedi, because... You know, she wants to be a Jedi. You know,
but she's not a Jedi now, and the Last Jedi dies.
Yeah,
at the end of the movie.
Spoiler. You know?
So let's get to the last. Where I don't know. I was expecting.
It's an in-depth film.
It's a big movie. Well, it's
us,
fucking Star Wars.
Yeah, it's for us.
So then we get to Crate, the planet.
Yeah, and then
and we get our little Hoth reenactment, which I thought was going to be bad, and it was awesome.
Yeah, it was actually not that bad. And I was like,
they get these old decrepit speeders.
That was
and
so
they land
funny.
the walkers, and the walkers are marching toward the base.
New looking walkers.
They look stupid.
Yeah, I was like, they look like
gorillas.
Yeah, I was thinking,
what the fuck is this?
I was like,
I'm not a fan of change for change's sake.
Yeah,
I know that 30 years have passed, but AT-ATs are just fine. Just use the ones they just.
I was like, they still have the fucking legs. Why don't you guys get rid of the legs? They just like destroyed you in Hoth. Like you got tangled up. New designs, you guys. Come on.
Well, they're big now.
Yeah, they're big now. They're more balanced.
They made sure that there's enough force they could just snap any cable that tries to go around them.
So they get into these decrepit speeders, salt speeders.
Poe is trying to figure out how to get them out of there.
Yeah,
they're calling for allies. Yeah. Leia's calling for allies around the galaxy because
quote unquote special code.
The galaxy is in an interesting state right now because before you had the Republic was burned down and reformed into the Empire. The Empire collapses very quickly.
New Republic.
The bits of the Empire, the Imperial remnant takes off into the Outer Rim, disappears. Those still loyal to the Emperor. There's like some war still going on. The New Republic, I don't know if they're a Galactic Republic, if they're like only a few systems or something. They could get that capital. The capital gets destroyed by Starkiller Base in Force Awakens. And now here we are in this film where no one really seems to have... The galaxy's just up for fucking grabs right now.
There's a New Republic, and there's still the First Order. And
they're just fighting each other. And
I feel like it's a civil war.
I don't know why they call it a resistance.
Yeah.
It's not a resistance. You guys are the last... you're the New Republic.
Yeah.
Just because your Republic homeworld got destroyed, you're still... Just call it the New Republic. It's not that hard. It sounds way better.
Yeah, I feel like it harps back to more of like a civil war to me. It feels like a more civil war-ish than an actual empire.
It's a war for what
remains of the galaxy.
What is this
galaxy
going to be? Is it an empire? Is it a republic? Is it what is it? So it's all kinds of... It's a big mess, which is kind of cool.
And so right after the escape of Rey, Kylo's knocked out on the Imperial throne room, and that dude Hux comes in, and just for a slight second he wants to kill Kylo, but then Kylo wakes up, and I'm just like the interaction between those two guys is so unbearable. I'm just like
anything Hux does is unbearable.
Yeah, I know.
I just hate him so. He's such a lame character.
Oh my god! And I was just like, just stop.
I just wanted Kylo to snap his neck.
Yeah, I'm like, how many times does Kylo have to throw you across the room to make you understand that he can kill you any second?
I cheered in the theater when he started choking him. I'm like, God, kill him!
Yeah, I know.
Fucking kill him!
I'm just like, how many times do you have to get choked out before you realize he can kill you any second?
Yeah.
Stop talking back to him.
Yeah.
I was like, what the fuck is wrong with you? So then Kylo goes down. They bring these AT-ATs with this big. Oh, the base itself has a huge iron door and shield and all that stuff. So they land like AT-ATs and this huge cannon to kind of open up the rebel base.
Oh yeah, that was cool. The big battering ram cannon.
So that's when the speeders come out
just
and
to try to delay them.
Yeah,
it's kind of very Hoth-like.
Yeah, very very Hoth-like. And then Leia tries to send her code out to get allies and all that stuff.
No one comes.
And then
dude tastes. Yeah. Just to make sure that everyone knows it's not snow, so it's not like Hoth. The guy tastes the dirt and says salt.
Right. I think
thanks for letting us know it's not snow. Look, we didn't copy Hoth, guys.
Yeah, it's like, because you guys not have made it sand or like salt, really?
But it is really cool.
Yeah, it's really cool looking. Yeah, so the trap. There's no way out of this base. Only the front door is the only way out, and so the
junkie speeders get out there. Rose and Finn and Poe, and they're all flying out there. They got fucking annihilated. No TIE fighters were destroyed at all. And I was like, you guys.
There
was one. There was one that comes rolling.
Oh
yeah.
The
camera. But they get fucked up.
They get destroyed. They literally. I don't think any of those got back other than Poe. I think.
Yeah. Well, Finn has his moment.
Yeah, Finn has his moment. Okay, so this is when I'm just like, oh my god, they missed a huge opportunity.
You thought they were going to kill Finn?
I thought they were going to kill Finn, and I thought, okay, and here's the thing.
They missed two opportunities.
And two opportunities in this.
In the same scene. In the same sequence.
I thought Finn, this is maybe just my opinion, I thought they were going to kill him, and I was like, this is going to be a heroic moment for him. He's going to be so cool. I know a lot of people, that's when I was like, in my mind, I'm like, oh, they actually really doing this?
Yeah,
I'm like, holy shit.
Me too. I was like, this is kind of cool, but I'm really sad right now because I fucking love
that's what I'm saying. So in that moment, I was like, wow, they're actually going to do this. I really praise that. And then this
this
bitch comes out of nowhere and saves him.
Wrecks into him. So because Finn is actually going to just suicide bomb right into the cannon. Yep.
But she comes in, sideswipes him, and saves him. And then they have the most awkward conversation I've ever seen.
Yeah, lying in the burning wreckage.
Yeah, she's laying in the burning wreckage, and he comes over and saves her, and she's like, "This is how we'll win, by saving things that we love." I was like, and then she kisses him on the lips, and he's like, "What the hell?" I was like,
and it's not that I don't like the theme. I get the theme of being better than bad guys. Like, that's fine.
Yeah.
I get that.
Yeah.
Batman. That's what Batman is.
Yeah.
That's what separates us from the criminals is I don't kill them.
Right?
Yep. Mm-hmm. So that's not the problem. The line is terrible. And she needed to die there.
Yeah.
If you're not going to kill Finn, and I'm going to be honest, I'm so happy he's not dead.
Yeah, no,
I love him so much.
I know.
But I also would have been okay with the dramatic decision to kill him.
Like heroic act, yeah.
But at the very least, you can still get an arc out of him if you don't want to kill him and you still want to get an arc out of him.
Yeah.
She sacrifices herself to save him.
Yeah, and he lives.
And because what is his thing? He runs away when shit gets tough.
Yeah.
So he finally decides
it's a moment to be heroic, like a hero.
And someone else kills themselves to save him. Yeah. And that's lesson learned. Like, I'm never going to run away and let someone in my place die in vain.
See, that's
that could have been it.
I know.
And you could have had Finn alive. Because Star Wars, I'm fine. Not everything has to be Game of Thrones.
Yeah, absolutely not. Yeah, I agree. So that,
but give me something.
Yeah.
Kill Rose. I guarantee you, no one cares about Rose right now.
Yeah.
In fact, most people would have been happy that she was dead.
Here's my problem with Rose being alive. They are forcing this triangle romance between her,
Finn and Rey to get together.
That's what I'm saying. So
Rose.
Finn, and Rey. So here's my thing: if they force this cringy three-way love triangle, but because I feel like Rey and then Kylo has a weird connection that we don't really know about yet.
Yeah.
And then
kind of like Revan and Bastila.
Right, and then but Finn really likes Rey. I feel like we all know that he really digs Rey.
Yeah, he loves her. I think.
And I'm just and then this Rose comes in and tries to. I'm like,
fuck Rose.
Yeah, I was like, who is this person?
They might. I hope that Abrams just pulls one of those fast ones and she dies in the first 10 minutes.
Oh my god!
Of the next movie.
I'm just it was very awkward. Yeah, I was actually very disappointed.
I didn't like that at all. And
I
it went from amazing.
Yeah,
to,
I'm like, oh, this is so cringy. I was like,
but I was at the same time
happy
super
that
relieved.
I know.
I was so sad. I thought they were gonna do it, and I was so sad about it.
For a split second, I'm like, oh my god, this is his redeeming moment. He's gonna have that heroic act because, like you said, he always has that running away. They even harp it into in the movie. They're like, you always know where these escape pods are.
And in the first movie, he's like, fuck this, we can't fight them. We gotta run.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, that's his thing.
Yeah, I thought that was going to be his defining moment, but then,
he managed to miss 2 opportunities to give him that lesson twice. God. Both by himself killing himself or having someone else die on his account. Yeah,
so then, so all that happening, they blow up the gate, and then Leia is told no one's coming, and then Luke shows up. And at
first I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, no, I was like, how did he get here?
So contrived.
I was like, not only that, but like, did you notice that he had short hair?
Yeah.
I was like, did he get a haircut on the way here? Like, what the fuck? I was like, what is going on? I was like, is that not attention to detail at all? I'm like, did someone just forget to put his wig on or some shit? Like, what the fuck?
So at what point, for me, it's when I saw that he had Anakin's lightsaber. That had already been destroyed earlier in the movie. When I went,
okay, so I didn't notice that because I wasn't paying attention. I was more like, he handed Leia the Han dice thing, and I was like, oh, that's a good moment between
it was great.
Brother
and
sister. And,
I love that moment with him and R2.
Yeah, him and R2, and he's like, that's a cheap shot.
When R2 played the message, Alyssa fucking started bawling.
Yeah.
She started, sobbing.
Yeah.
That's how powerful that was. I'm like, it gave me chills.
It was good. It was really good.
And then he gives Tales in the cheap shot. That's one of my favorite small scenes in the whole movie. And that's character humor. Mm-hmm. What a cheap shot. We both chuckled at that.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Because I'm like, that's so you guys.
Good humor. Exactly. So, so I didn't realize it until I noticed one detail that someone brought up after watching the movie. If you notice that the after his he's it's a hologram or some sort of force apparition, whatever. You know?
No, it's a force. He's projecting himself.
Force projection.
The galaxy.
So his projection actually does not move any of the salt when he's moving around.
No, and
did you notice that?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, and we kind of skipped a really important part that helps us understand this. Because Yoda shows up to Luke, which kind of drives him to do this.
Yeah, because he decides to burn down the original Jedi text in the library, and he's
in the ancient tree.
Yeah, but then he has a moment of hesitation,
and Yoda shows up,
and just summons lightning and just destroys it and burns it, and then he's just like the puppet
and still
Yoda,
giving him lessons.
Yeah, still giving him lessons.
Always in the moment.
Yeah, I know.
But the thing to remember is that he hit him with his cane on the head, and it. Flash.
Yes, exactly. That's what I was like. Wait
That's
a second.
Serious foreshadowing. But come in later.
But then they also earlier in the movie they do this with the Force. Like they're showing me new things with the Force I didn't know were possible.
Yeah.
So I'm like, this is another reoccurring theme in the movie. I'm like, oh, is the Force evolving or what's happening? You know. So he shows up in the classic puppet form, and he's giving Luke a lecture and all that stuff. I love this.
Such a good cameo.
He's like, did you read the books? Page turners, they are not. And he's like, and then
the whole theater gasped when Yoda was there.
I know. I did not know. Yeah, I was like, that. See, now Yoda was the perfect comedic relief.
Yes.
Because everyone that watched the original trilogy,
just relief of any kind.
Knew. Yeah, you know, that's Yoda. That's funny. He's doing weird
and he's being
quirky
him
stuff. Yeah, exactly.
You know?
He's being
and then
Yoda.
But Yoda was always cool because he could make you laugh and then get real serious real quick.
Yeah,
which is exactly what he does.
Yep, exactly.
You know, he folds the hands over the cane. He gets all fucking serious.
Yeah, that's why I love that scene. It was so good. So I think that's when Luke decides to
does the same thing, projects himself
and help. The
fucking Kylo loses his mind. Like when he sees him, because people were like, "How do you not notice he had Anakin's lightsaber?" I'm like, did you watch the same movie?
Yeah, he's like, he fucking
Kylo was gone,
obliterated him. I was like,
he's like, "Can't fire!
I can't fire every more." I was like, "What the?" And the general's like, "Oh, it's enough.
Yeah,
it's enough."
Gonna overheat everything.
Yeah, and then I'm like, and then that's when I noticed. I'm like, wait a second, how did he fucking not die in there? I was like, okay, and he's just like. I was like, what
that was dumb.
Yeah,
I didn't like that. I kind of giggled, but I'm like,
Yeah, I was
it's
like,
not Luke.
Luke wouldn't do that.
No.
So I'm like, and then they,
we're talking about the little flick on the
shoulder.
Oh, yeah,
we're sorry, I'm just doing making little motion. The little flick on the shoulder, he's brushing his shoulder off.
That's something Thor would have done when he came out of his.
So then, so here's what my redeeming thing about Poe Dameron is, right? In this moment, instead of being this hot-headed ace pilot that he is, he realizes after all the sacrifices that he's seen, all the people there's like literally like a dozen resistant people.
There's left. Like no one left.
Yeah, there's nobody left.
The New Republic is about to die.
Yeah. So he says, and this is a great moment between him and Finn, because Finn actually drags Rose back.
Yes.
And he talks to Finn, and he's like, no, Luke is doing this for a reason. So he's thinking now. That's what I'm like, okay, that's character development right there.
Right.
You know, he's like, in the beginning, he's like, this ace pilot is this arrogant asshole. Like, I'm taking him out by myself. But then he learns his lesson. He's like, Luke is doing this for a reason. We need to find a way out while he's keeping him busy. I'm like, good. And then Leia notices that. And she's like, don't look at me, follow him. Mm-hmm. That's character development right there. And I'm like, it took him an entire movie, though, to finally realize that. But, like, after the mutiny, I did not expect that mutiny at all, by the way. I was like, whoa, what the fuck is this? This is taking a really odd turn. I'm like, this is treason. I was like, what the fuck? I was with the actual admiral. I'm like, this is actually treason. I'm like, Poe, you're just overstepping a line here I would not cross. Yeah, so... he learned his lesson, so that's what redeems Poe's arc for me. Is that moment he's learned he's going to be like the next leader of the Resistance. You know, I feel like with Leia passing on, Carrie Fisher,
because all of like the whole
leaderships are dead. Yeah, all the whole leadership is dead. So I think he's going to be the new leader of the Resistance.
Millennium Falcon comes in behind.
Oh yeah, Millennium Falcon distracts all the TIE fighters.
Rey is looking for really quickly another great version. What's good is a callback without copying.
Yeah.
When they fly into the cool salt thing with the TIE fighter chasing them, they're playing the same music. It's one of my favorite Star Wars songs. Yeah. They play in Empire Strikes Back when they're chasing through the asteroid field.
Oh really? I didn't notice that.
It's the same song. I was like, yes.
Yeah.
that I got chills during that part. That's so
awesome,
cool.
Dude.
And then she lands and she finds the boulders, and they find Poe and them find the boulders.
A way out,
They can't get out.
Yeah.
They don't know Poe's there.
Yeah.
And she lifts all the rocks out of the way. She's impressive.
Yeah.
She lifts all that out of the way. It doesn't bug me anymore that she doesn't have training, because they've identified that she's just way gifted, beyond anything we've ever seen.
Yeah, just gifted. They find a way out while Luke and Kylo are fighting. I guess I wouldn't say fighting, because Luke just avoids all his attacks.
So mad and just yelling at him.
He just avoids all of his attacks, and
he doesn't have to. The lightsaber goes right through him.
Yeah,
it's just a protection.
But when he was doing the Matrix thing, he's jumping.
Yeah. That's right. You're right. Yeah.
I was like, what the hell? And I'm like, okay, but then so then Kylo just slices right through. I thought they were gonna pull an Obi-Wan Vader moment there.
Me too.
I was like, oh my god,
they didn't. That's the thing with this movie.
They didn't.
It sets you up, and then it switches it.
They didn't.
Takes a left turn.
But they didn't at that moment until kind of later on. So
they did a better job than Force Awakens did.
Yeah, they did
with copying everything.
Yeah, so then Kylo finds out that it's a force projection that Luke is
They march in into the base,
and
then they show Luke
Yeah.
looking at a double sun, which isn't really there. I think he's seeing that. He looks like
dude, I love that scene, by the way, because what does it remind you of? That scenic shot of him staring into the horizon.
Oh, just the beginning
of the Tatooine, dude. Yeah. I know Tatooine. I'm like,
because that's what he's seeing before he dies.
Yeah, exactly.
What do you think about the decision to kill Luke at the end? I feel like they could have kept him.
I don't know if he's dead.
Well, no, he's gonna have a Force ghost.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm saying.
But he still died.
He's not
just like Obi-Wan died, and just like Yoda died. Like,
I don't know, man. I feel like it was needed because it's a changing of the guards kind of situation.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's nice to have Luke there for this whole movie and stuff. I'm just like, but I want to know more about Rey. I want to know more about Finn. I want to know more about Kylo. And I'm like, let's just dive. They're gonna be the new face of your Star Wars franchise.
Well, the thing is, so this movie wraps up. They get on the Millennium Falcon, they take off, and that's it.
Yeah,
that's the end.
Yeah, that's it.
And I feel like, despite all the big moments that happen, Kylo and Rey, we're in the last movie.
Yeah, no, there's nothing that's been accomplished. And I was like, what is that? So there's a moment where Kylo goes into the base where the rebels just evacuate, and they see that he sees his dad's dice, and then this pan back to the general, giving him Kylo a weird look or whatever, and I'm like, kind of setting up like a future betrayal of some sort, you know. But yeah, I feel like this movie literally accomplished nothing. I'm like
there are big moments, big matter,
yeah.
but
I'm like,
where have we gone?
Yeah, nowhere. I'm like, we've gone to a casino, we've gone to a fucking planet assault, and I'm like, there's not.
Like,
I was like,
Rey and Kylo have still had no training.
All that for nothing. Because Kylo and Rey, no training. Poe Dameron learns one small lesson, a forced relationship between Finn and Rose, and I'm like, what was? I mean, Snoke died. I guess that's a pretty.
That was a huge deal. Yeah, but and kind of sets Kylo up for it. Yeah. I feel like this movie, the way I'm going to feel about it is going to completely depend on what Episode 9 does with the story.
Absolutely.
If it ends right in a way that I'm satisfied, then 8 suddenly becomes a much better film.
Maybe that's what we'll think about 8 when 9 comes out, like we do with The Force Awakens. This
is crazy. So let's
wrap it up.
Wrap it up. You were asking me earlier, like, compared to Force Awakens, and
the two.
Let's go, before we do that, let's go straight up score for a movie.
Okay.
For a movie, what did you give the...
out of 10?
Out of 10, 20-point scale, just like on gaming.
Okay. For The Last Jedi, man, it's hard to say. I'm leaning towards a 7.5. Dude, really? I'm just like...
7.5, yep.
And here's the weird thing. In context of watching Episode 8, Episode 7 got better for me. You know, it makes more sense. You know, like
going back
now, I'm like
seeing Rey alone on Jakku, waiting every day for her parents to come, knowing who her parents are, suddenly makes that so much more sad and impactful.
Exactly. There was just so much of that just like open-ended story that was kind of elaborated in the 8th film. So yeah, I Force Awakens, Last Jedi, 7.5 for me.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
Yeah, and in comparison to Force Awakens, it made me realize while I prefer the plot twists and the unpredictability of Last Jedi and the breaking of a lot of the traditions and the breaking of the formula, like the film, A, B, C, D, the way that they always kind of go.
Right.
All of that, I appreciate all of that more with Force Awakens being so rigid to New Hope.
Yeah.
But I had more fun watching Force Awakens.
Yeah, I think so too.
Force Awakens felt more like Star Wars, not because it was... I hated the fact that it was exactly the same
carbon copy,
as New Hope. But I laughed at more of the humor.
Yeah, it wasn't... this film felt I like the very
action
Disney
better in Force Awakens. The space battles looked better in Force Awakens. I feel like
there wasn't enough action between... just any action. There was just a lot of like dialogue and just missed opportunities in Last Jedi. And I'm like, you have to balance it. You know, I'm not saying that add in a shit ton of action scenes.
No. But I just didn't like the feel of the action scenes quite as much for whatever reason.
Yeah, same.
I just didn't think they...
It didn't have that opening scene that Force Awakens did. Like, I'm like, when that scene that they destroy that village and Kylo was like, there was just no like holy shit moments.
And just like the battle above the Star Killer base, just the scale and the look, and it just felt and looked more like Star Wars did. But this movie, I think this was a little bit better of a movie. Just because,
overall.
So they're tied for me.
I think so too, because like I appreciate that it did take some of those risks and do stuff out of the norm. But there were some definitely missed opportunities there.
Yeah, too much extra fluff.
Yeah, fluff. Yeah,
all the casino stuff was just shit.
Dude, that's so weird that you and I thought the same thing, and I'm just like, that scene was so awkward. I was like,
and all the forced humor, get that humor out of here.
Yeah, get that's what I'm saying. I want an adult movie. Like they were like, remember when The Force Awakens was right after? They're like, oh, we're starting filming The Last Jedi. Oh, and then I see interviews between Daisy Ridley and John Boyega. They're like, oh, the next one's gonna be super dark. I'm like.
The ending, the last hour is pretty fucking dark.
Yeah, okay. But then I'm like...
Shit, Luke dies, Snoke dies, this lady commits suicide by running into another ship. I mean,
that's true.
All these rebels are dying, all these transports are getting destroyed. And like,
I guess it was just like that shit was all overshadowed for me because of the first hour and a half.
Yeah, but it was like awful.
It was like intro. So kid-like, and I'm like...
So I'm kind of... It's crazy, but I'm hoping that Abrams takes... The feel that he gave Force Awakens, he's the director of the next one.
Oh, really? Okay, good.
They gave it back to him because some other like the last guy they had didn't work out.
Yeah.
So they gave it back to Abrams.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping Abrams can take the unpredictability and like the originality that Last Jedi has and give it the little bit of magic Star Wars dust and give us the perfect combination.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's like Mass Effect 1, Mass Effect 2, Mass Effect 3 kind of a deal.
I mean, from the way that we talk about this film, you would think we were disappointed with it. I was disappointed, but the thing is, for kids going into this, and this is to Disney's credit, 20 years from now, kids like you and I watching this film today, we're going to be talking about the same Star Wars. They don't know anything about the original Star Wars. And they're like,
oh, they do. Well, they've seen them all.
Yeah, they've seen them, but like, this is
their prequel.
This is their prequel. Yeah, exactly. So I'm like, this is good. In a sense of that, the
British and both of these movies are better than any of the prequels.
Yeah,
so we're still good there too.
I do want Disney to slow down in the Star Wars content a little bit.
Yeah, I totally agree. These yearly movies, man, and they gave Rian Johnson a whole trilogy.
So what are you thinking? Is his kid?
That kid. To the very last scene. We'll wrap it up here.
Yeah. That kid from the casino.
You could have literally had that scene.
Yeah.
Without any of the casino stuff. We could have been like, "Who the fuck is this kid?"
Yeah.
Because the whole point, he grabs the broom with the Force, and then he's holding that like a lightsaber and looking up at the skies. He sees the Millennium Falcon go by.
Yeah.
I feel like all that was proof that the story about Rey's parents are true.
Yeah. You think so?
Don't you feel that way?
Yeah, I feel the same.
They're like, look, I know everyone's going, oh my God, Rey is not from a Skywalker. But no, because this kid is also going to be
gifted in the Force. Yeah.
The Force is reborn.
Yeah. So.
And they're back.
Yeah, I don't know.
I like that hopeful ending.
Yeah, absolutely. Me too.
The last hour was fucking phenomenal.
Yeah,
I loved the last hour of that movie.
Yeah, I agree.
The rest was
redeemed it for me. Honestly, if that wasn't for the last hour, I'd give this like 5 or
average.
Yeah, 6 at most. And I'm like, oh my God, that last hour.
I'm gonna buy like every bit of supplemental books.
Yeah.
Like the visual, I want to know all the stuff that we didn't get covered.
Yeah, maybe
I feel like Disney's a little afraid of lore.
Yeah, maybe you could tell me more about Snoke because I have no fucking idea.
I think they're gonna do a novel.
Yeah,
I bet you they're gonna do a novel, or they'll explain it in the next movie.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Dude, hour and a half,
man. 136.
Yeah, that's what happens when you get nerds talking about Star Wars.
Yeah, man. So we'd love to hear what you guys think. Of course, as usual, please comment. We'd be happy to see what everyone else thought of the movie. And we will catch you guys on the next big review, whatever that is.
Yeah, man.
All right, everyone. Later.
Peace.